This new moon asks you a burning question. What responsibility are you ready to fully claim? And what kind of authority are you willing to grow into? This new moon arrives at the final degrees of Capricorn, a heavy place of consequence, maturity, and commitment. It invites you to plant realistic seeds for your long-term future and for ownership rather than ambition alone. When worked with consciously, it could help you build something that can endure pressure, time, and change. This is Celestia Astrology, and I'm Sonia. I support clients and students at moments like this by helping them see the longer arc that they are stepping into. This new moon opens a moon family that unfolds over the next 2.5 years, and 2026 is a particularly significant threshold year within that story. Through Celestia Circle, monthly moon family guidance, and year-ahead astrology readings for 2026, I help people just like you understand where responsibility is increasing, where authority is being tested, and how to meet these shifts with confidence. In this recording, let's look at some journaling prompts and a simple new moon ritual. The astrological nature of Capricorn and Saturn's role, what new moons symbolize, and how you can work with them. The moon family that begins this lunation, and who might feel it most. The meaning and story of the Capricorn 3 Decan. Symbolism from the Wild Way Oracle and the costs of authority. The tarot of Capricorn 3 and what it reveals about power and security. T. Susan Chang's poetic voice and the deeper spiritual tone of this decan. The wider astrological conversations shaping this new moon, and how to pull these themes together and work with them consciously. You'll be able to find the chapters in the show notes if you want to skip to the part that you're most interested in. So this new moon is asking you to take an honest look at all that you've achieved. Begin by reflecting on the responsibilities that you carry. These may be visible roles or quiet forms of labour that go unacknowledged. Note where you feel capable and grounded, and where the weight feels heavier than it needs to be. When you journal, ask yourself what authority looks like in your life right now. Is it something you seek and enjoy, something you resist, or something you already hold without naming it? Notice where you're being asked to step up, make decisions, lead, or hold a boundary, even if no one has formally given you that role. Is it manageable for you? Does it pull you away from your own plans? For a simple ritual, settle your breathing as you prepare to light a candle in a quiet space. As you do, name one responsibility you are ready to approach with greater commitment and focus over the coming months. Imagine yourself meeting this role with confidence and clarity, secure in your plans and ability, and releasing any pressure or resentment. When you are ready, extinguish the candle deliberately, sealing the intention. Capricorn and its nature. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the lord of time, structure, and consequence. Capricorn thrives on discipline, seeks out responsibility, and enjoys the mastery that comes from overcoming challenges with consistent, patient effort over time. Mars is the exalted ruler, bringing willpower and focus to our efforts. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, initiating change and setting ambitious plans into motion. Its earth element focuses on the tangible and practical. This means it favours goals rooted in reality with a sensible process, asking what can be sustained and resourced over time. Capricorn's yin or feminine quality brings a receptive, introspective quality, encouraging us to reflect on our foundations and build from a place of inner strength. It has a strategic quality, and the disciplined action is the best of Mars and Saturn. The moon is in detriment here, making emotions hard to connect with and share. Mars can warm the cold detachment of Saturn, but we often find that care is shown in practical ways. Saturn's current placement in Pisces adds a nuanced layer, asking us to balance practical efforts with emotional and spiritual sensitivity and bringing increased awareness and focus to boundaries. This blend of earth and water nurtures the seeds of long-term aspirations while honouring the ebb and flow of our inner world, connecting with our spiritual nature and dream world. Every new moon signals the beginning of a new lunar cycle, offering a clean slate for new intentions and fresh starts. We are familiar with the feeling as we experience one every month. They are often quiet and internal, moments of seeding rather than visibility, when an intention is set with trust. The monthly cycle lasts about 28 days. From one new moon, it peaks at the full moon 2 weeks later and concludes at the next new moon. A longer emotional, practical, and foundational journey tied to this new moon can be worked with until you see a culmination at the full moon in Capricorn on the 30th of June 2026. Over this 6-month period, the seeds of actions initiated or foundations planned during this new moon can reach their fuller potential. In Capricorn, the new moon carries a serious and heavy tone. It asks, what are you prepared to work for, build, protect, and sustain? The seed planted here grows slowly, but it grows strong when tended with care and consistency. Because this new moon occurs at the final degrees of the sign, there is also a sense of culmination woven even into the beginning. You may be drawing on experience gained over recent years and cycles, ready to apply hard-won knowledge in a more focused and deliberate way. The new moon begins a moon family, as outlined by Dietrich Pessin in Lunar Shadows 3. Moon families trace a longer narrative arc, returning to the same zodiacal degrees through the moon phases over approximately 2.5 years. The Capricorn moon family unfolds across 4 key dates. 9 months after this new moon, the first quarter moon on 18th of October 2026 brings tension and decision points, asking whether adjustments are needed. The full moon on the 18th of July 2027 arrives as a lunar eclipse, amplifying visibility, emotional stakes, and the consequences of earlier choices. The last quarter moon on the 16th of April 2028 invites review, release, and recalibration. Capricorn is opposed by Cancer, both are cardinal, and so this story will echo through Cancer placements and lunations as well. Themes of public responsibility versus private needs for care and nurturing, building long-term structure versus emotional security may surface repeatedly. This may be meaningful if you have placements in your natal chart activated by this new moon. Those with late cardinal, Capricorn or Cancer placements, as well as Libra and Aries. And if Saturn or Mars are your lords of the year or solar return ascendant, are likely to feel this moon family most strongly. If you're not sure, please do comment or message and I can help you. This lunation falls in the 3rd decan of Capricorn. In the descending order, that's Chaldean, of decan rulership, the Sun rules the decan, with Mercury co-ruling by triplicity order. The Sun brings questions of authority, leadership, authenticity, and purpose. It asks whether the life you are building reflects who you truly are, encouraging individuals to take charge, striving for achievement and status. Mercury adds strategic thinking, organization, communication, and intellectual insight, offering the ability to plan and organize effectively and to communicate within your hierarchy and those you may need to delegate to. This decan is concerned with planning, delegation, and mental clarity. Power here must be articulated and managed thoughtfully rather than assumed. Astrologer Austin Coppock refers to this decan as the throne. He speaks of the themes of leadership, power, command, and what is often described as big desk energy, where the buck has to stop. Astrologer Kira Ryberg highlights its theme of responsibility, the cost of shouldering that power over time. The Sun, Moon, Mercury and Mars gather together in Capricorn right now. The atmosphere is concentrated and pressurized. The decan rulers in the stellium, Sun and Mercury, provide support for the new moon. The Wild Way Oracle deck names Capricorn 3 secure and stable. In the Oracle card image, Elk approaches the summit of the mountain, feeling the weight of heavy, luxurious coverings. He brings status and resources, but it also brings obligation. This is leadership that must be stewarded carefully. Elk has reached the very top of the highest mountain. He commands great respect. He enjoys having influence and a sense of duty, but the weight of authority is great. He also feels the pressure. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, he grumbles. He reminds us that positions of power come with expectations and obligations, as well as the ability to increase our social status or bank balance. Now is the time to take responsibility for your kingdom and spend your resources wisely. We are given the keywords: position of power, material prosperity, and responsibility. The tarot card associated with this decan is the Four of Pentacles. It shows a seated and crowned man wearing rich robes, and in the background is a city. At each foot and on his head is a coin, and he cradles the fourth with his hands. It speaks of holding, nurturing, conserving, and protecting what has been built. At its best, it reflects wise management and clear boundaries. Its shadow, however, warns against inertia, hoarding, fear of loss, and defining worth solely through control. Resources all benefit from being in a natural state of flow. If we hold on too tightly, we restrict that. Together, these cards and symbols ask whether you are holding what truly matters to you, or holding on because letting go feels unsafe. Does stability support or restrict you? How can it help you move forward? This full moon is in the bounds of Mars, while Mars is the exalted ruler of Capricorn and can signify drive and determination to meet Capricornian ambition. All of the decan and bound rulers are present in Capricorn, with the moon offering their support. For us, we may find emotional support from thoughts, actions, and purpose. In Dreaming the Decans, T. Susan Chang gives voice to the spiritual gravity of this decan. Her work reminds us that power demands devotion and discernment, not just ambition. Responsibility will shape identity over time, whether we approach it consciously or not. Deep within the house of matter, interest grows and cats get fatter. Stored in darkness, hidden fast, the sources of my power last. Treasures fourfold and secure are guaranteed to long endure. A tree with roots and leaves of gold, a book whose pages still unfold. My work, my wealth, my family, deposits of my destiny. Capricorn 3 teaches us that authority is not claimed once. It is practiced daily through the ways we make choices and establish and maintain boundaries. This new moon is leading a powerful Capricorn stellium, with the Sun, Moon, Mercury and Mars all gathered in the third and final decan of the sign. When four planets occupy the same decan, the focus is intensified. Capricorn's themes of responsibility, authority, and long-range planning, and the occupants of the throne are the centre of attention. Mars and Mercury are closely conjunct at 26 degrees of Capricorn, sharpening both thought and action. This offers strategic energy. Decisions made under this influence are likely to be deliberate and consequential. Words will carry weight. Plans will require details and precision, and are likely to hold up over time. The new moon perfects at 28 degrees of Capricorn, having first met with Mars and Mercury, now separating from this conjunction but still shaped and informed by it. What is seeded now is likely to be based on recent decisions, conversations, or confrontations that needed some clarity and resolve. You've been working on laying the groundwork, and this lunation will now consolidate your work. The new moon is separating from a trine to Uranus retrograde in Taurus, suggesting that recent disruptions or awakenings around values or resources may have already shown up. Something unexpected or sudden may have loosened old assumptions. Insight has been gained, and now it must be integrated into a more stable structure. The new moon is also separating from a sextile to Saturn in Pisces, Capricorn's ruler. This brought an opportunity to reinforce realism and accountability. Limits may have been understood, and there is an acceptance of what is possible and what is required. Saturn's influence supports patience, maturity, and respect for time, and Saturn's work has been challenging in endless, dreamy Pisces. Looking ahead, the new moon applies to a sextile with Neptune in Pisces. This softens the hard edges of Capricorn, introducing otherworldly imagination and spiritual sensitivity into the unfolding story. This will ask for discipline to coexist with the vision of collective dreams. We may find that the reins on control loosen and make room for trust and compassion. Venus's engagement with Pluto in Aquarius adds another important layer. From an out-of-sign conjunction with the new moon, the moon's next major aspect is to join Pluto, Before Venus can reach Pluto by degree, it may be that emotional truth surfaces first, intensely, before values, desires, connections, or relationships are reshaped. This sequence suggests deep feeling, or whispers of intuition might precede conscious choice. When we take all these together, these aspects describe a time of consolidation, infused with the potential for transformation. Capricorn provides us with the scaffolding and structure. Saturn supplies raw realism. Uranus has already worked on drawing our attention to what could not last. Neptune offers vision, while Pluto demands honesty about power and desire and offers hard truths. New Moon asks for you to step into your authority rooted in integrity, flexibility, maturity, and emotional truth. And finally, this new moon in Capricorn marks an initiation and a new story stepping into mature authority. It asks you to take responsibility for your kingdom, whether that is your work, your home, your body, or your long-term vision. It invites you to spend your resources wisely and to lead with steadiness and care. Are you ready now to answer the burning question? What responsibility are you ready to claim, and what kind of authority are you willing to grow into? Will you build something of lasting value over the next 6 months or 2.5 years? Can you already see where you're being asked to step up and claim your authority? As 2026 unfolds as a pivotal year, this lunation sets the tone for the responsibilities you will grow into over the coming cycle. If you would like guidance on how this moon family interacts with your natal chart, or support navigating the year ahead through Celestia Circle, or a 2026 year ahead reading, this is exactly the kind of threshold work I offer and enjoy the most. Travel well, friends.